session. It's called Flame Session because we're going in a little bit today, speaking about a lot of topics all in one mesh. Let me go back to here my Patreon people real quick and check on them. Let's see here. Make sure they didn't say anything yet, or they will here in a second. All right. So, Black content creators, what do we go through on the YouTube platform? And is it different for Black content creators versus Caucasian content creators? We'll talk about that. Now, as a Black content creator, anytime you're creating YouTube, I'm being extremely honest with you. Your life is going to change. Now, if your platform doesn't grow, then you're good. You can just about say whatever you want. When I had maybe 10 subscribers, I could say whatever I want. Nobody would care. Now, when you get to 10,000 subscribers, not to be, you'll see, depends on what the topic is. When you get up to 100,000, okay, few people are listening now. You get up to 500,000, okay, more people listening now. We're at what I can think close to 710,000. More people are listening now. And as more people are listening, you have different things that come in with that. Different people that you never thought you would interact with, or you think they're watching your content, etc. Now, as a Black content creator, you have to get into your head a few things and accept this early, okay? You're going to have to accept, number one, your middle name is going to be the N-word. Accept that. It's going to come from white supremacist terrorists. It's going to come from Black people as well. Okay. The white supremacist terrorist is going to call you the N-word because if you talk about racism, they don't like it. They know they can't refute what you're saying. So the only thing they have is, the N-word or, whatever kind of little names they like to call. I mean, we know them all. When it comes to Black people, they'll call you the N-word as well. But for a few reasons, they'll call you that if they just don't like you. They'll call you that if they trying to do what you're doing, but did not get to where you're at. And they feel that how come you did it and not them? And then I'm going to explore that here a little later. You have Black folks who can't refute your talking points. So they call you names about your person. They may call you names about your family or the lack thereof. Some of them may call your children's name or lack thereof having children. May talk about your overall look or not having a look. Whatever it may be, Black folks are going to go there. Black folks are actually going to be nastier to you than even white folks can be on this platform. I'm going to let you know, any Black person that's considering making videos or you making videos already, Black people are going to be the nastiest to you. They're going to practice colorism against you. They're going to use white supremacist talking points against you as a Black person. This is what happens. Say whatever you want about me, but I am telling the truth because I have lived it on this platform. Lovely T has lived it. Cynthia has lived it. Jay Miller has lived it. Harvey Superboy has lived it. Many people that I have known has made videos over the years. They can report the exact same things right back what I'm saying. They can verify the things that I'm going through, and some people have went through worse. Okay. Lovely T and those who follow her, they had some guy that was stalking her and bothering her family. And he was stalking her so much that because I'm cool with her and she's a good friend of mine, he was stalking me. He was leaving threatening emails in my email. He was threatening about raping my wife and raping my children. And, he was photoshopping pictures of Lovely T. He photoshopped a picture of me on the head of that sister named, what's that sister name? Mary. The sister back in the 1920s that was pregnant, and the white supremacist terrorists lynched her and her husband, and the baby was kicking because this sister was about 8 months pregnant, and these white supremacist terrorists cut her stomach and the baby fell out and they stoned the baby's head in, but we don't supposed to talk about those sort of things, the terrorism that happens to Black people and Black women in this country. But you want to get mad when I say Oprah didn't talk about the sexualized terrorism that happened to Black women all the time in this country, So black folks going to be nasty to you just in a lot of ways. And you have to accept that. Okay. You have to. Black folks, as a black content creator, when you get to a certain point in your subscription base, there are a lot of black folks going to come to you. Okay. And they're going to tell you, why don't you talk about this topic? Because you have a certain amount of following. Why don't you talk about that? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Can you interview me? Interview this one. Why don't you do that? And then you looking back and say, okay, well, when I asked to help out on certain things, I can understand if you one of the people that was doing that, and then I'd be a different response. But when I say, listen, we need to build up our Patreon following, because we need a producer, we need co-hosts, we need other staffing needs, so the show can be bigger. So I can do more of those interviews that you would like. So I can do more of those topics that you think it would be good for us to do. It would have more time, I'm gonna say, that we could dedicate to it, or people I could say, hey, cover this, stay on top of this particular story. Or, hey, do this and we'll try to get this done. It will free me up to do a lot more as well. So that's why we are pushing more things on our Patreon page more so now than before, and cutting some things off publicly and offering it more on the Patreon, because we have to give more of an incentive to go over there. Now, they told me on Patreon, what's going on, people on Patreon? I see you there making comments. How you doing? Yes. Actually, Ashley, we are harassed every day. So, thank you for the people on Patreon joining, where you have the troll free, comment section. Now, so you're going to deal with all of that. And when you see all these Caucasian YouTubers, they can ask for people to pay for their furniture in a house. I've seen them do it. Nobody says anything. You could have people that ask for things that, we want to go on a family vacation. Help us donate. I don't ask no one to donate to my family vacation. I don't ask that. I would never ask you to do that. We talking about this, platform here, so we can grow it, so we can be, the premier place where people come to talk, to have a safe space for black people to talk, for those to have an agenda. They won't have that here, because I want this to be the place where people all over the world within the African diaspora know that I could come here, I can speak, and I feel safe without being attacked. And am I perfect? No. Will I make mistakes? Yes, I will. And if I make a mistake, I'll try to correct it. I have no problem taking down the video if I think something was wrong with it. I have no problem amending something. That's just kind of how I do it. I don't owe nobody anything on apologies. I don't owe nobody anything on amending. That's a choice of mine, because they got people on here with extremely wrong information, and they don't amend it. They don't change it. They lie on people constantly, and no one says anything. Don't hold me to some standard. I'm not your leader. Lead yourself. I am just your brother. That's all I am. And if you look at me as a friend or uncle, I'll say I'm at an age I can be everybody's uncle. I will accept that role as Uncle Phil. That is cool. A 2018 version of Uncle Phil. I'm good for that. But there's a lot of people that's been stressed out, black content creators, with this platform. You don't understand that. See, some of you make comments, and some of you, and that's another thing, you make some comments that you would not make in the public. You know that. Some of you say all this stuff about other black people. You say stuff about white folks, and then you go work at your job with them white folks, and you won't say the same thing you see in the YouTube comment section. Matter of fact, you don't put your face on it. You don't put your real name on it. But you want to get mad at me because I don't say certain things that you say in the comment section. Oh, Phil, you don't really go too hard. Phil live in the real world. Phil have to deal with people, because at least a little small level that I'm at, I run into people that watch me. Okay. I know, for sure, police officers watch, regular Joes watch, first responders watch, certain government officials watch. I know this. So I have to always choose my words wisely in what I say, get the point across, but make sure it's legal and lawful in what I'm saying. And then some people take, so nasty at times, and I see it. I can't get away with what some of you guys say. Some people don't watch my channel anymore because of commenters. They have said, listen, I love your content, but your commenters are horrible. And I've seen that some people they know good and well they don't talk like that in their personal life. Anything I say here, I will say to your face. I've done it to many people because I don't feel no shame in what I'm saying. I make sure it's as truthful as possible. And I live in the real world. I don't want to give you information that you can't take and apply it to the real world. Some people love to hide behind pictures and talk. Some people even make videos and talk about people hiding behind pictures. They don't put their face out there. I think I don't really respect people who try to say you this revolutionary or you think you're so smart, but yet you're hiding behind a picture. Malcolm X didn't hide behind a picture. Martin Luther King, he surely didn't hide behind a picture. He didn't do any of that. He was out there with his people. Marcus Garvey didn't hide behind pictures. He was out there with his people. But people who hide behind pictures and say they're revolutionaries or they know so much, they don't want to be seen in public. They don't want to. They want to hide in secret, say what they want on YouTube, and then go back to their regular life. So to me, you're not serious about what you're talking about because you would put your face out there before the world and speak your truth, wherever that may be. But yet those people who are like that are the most critical. They try to minimize and diminish your platform. They try to insult your audience and try to insult, their intelligence level, like they're so smart. They're worried about what Lovely T is doing, worried about what Cynthia is doing, worried about what I'm doing, worried about what Mr. Superboy is doing and Jay Miller's doing, worried about all these different people doing instead of just worrying about your channel. I don't worry about nobody else's channel like that. I'm cool with people, but everybody has their own individual channels that they have to manage. They have their own individual audience they have to manage. And then those people who have that attitude, let me tell you something, okay? If you would approach me the right way and talk to me and be serious about something that you're trying to do, let's say you want to help grow your channel. Listen, I don't toot my horn too much on things that I do. Call me whatever you want about my so-called accent, and you talk about maybe the enunciation of my words. I never said I was the oracle of the English language. Can I get better? Sure. And I'm trying to get better every day. But if you need help growing your channel, you can get with me. I'm YouTube certified in channel growth. I have the paperwork. So that's why I have on my banner YouTube certified, because I'm certified through YouTube, at least through channel growth. I'm working on 3 other modules to get certified as well. So it's a way to do certain things. It is. But sometimes people don't want to put in the work. And that's another thing. Phil, talk about this, or you have this platform. No, you talk about it. Well, your platform is this size. I and other people behind the scenes have worked to that point. It wasn't easy. Making videos, sometimes you didn't want to. Making videos when you're sick. Taking time out from different things that I'm doing to try to help get the information out and grow the platform. See, some people want to come along with what you have going on and just say you do it, and then you take all the arrows, you take all the hate comments, you take all the white supremacist trolls, you take it all, and they just sit back. And then something happened to you, or the feds show up at your house for you talking crazy, and nobody's ever showed up in my house. I mean, well, sure, I say that because some people don't listen very well. That's not going to happen. It's just not. So if you're talking on YouTube, you have the ability to make your own videos. If you have a cell phone, YouTube has the app. You can go YouTube Live. Do it. There's no excuse today why you can't do for yourself. And I'm a firm believer of doing for self. That's what I teach. Do for self. I don't want the government to do nothing for black folks. Do for self. I can't do it all, so you do it. If you're passionate about a topic, you do it. Lead yourself. I'm going to continue to preach that. Okay. Now let's talk about messy black folks. Let's talk about that. You got some black people that's extremely messy, and they go around starting things, and they try to go to talk to one content creator that's black. They'll say, oh, did you hear about what so-and-so said? And then if you respond to like, what you talking about? Oh, they said this, and I don't know, they was insinuating, like they was kind of talking about you. And then they'll go back to that person they're talking about and say, oh, look what they said about you in the comments section. And then they're trying to get black content creators to fight, to go against each other. That's what they try to do. It's never, if you think about it, content creators making mess. It's always someone in that comment section, someone passing emails, something behind the scenes. Look, there's nothing wrong with saying, hey man, someone's impersonating your account. This is the link. And I appreciate that. I just had a sister do that the other day. Someone was impersonating me on Yahoo. Okay. Not on Yahoo. Yahoo is played out. Who's on Yahoo? Right. Only channels I have, my channels have the check marks by them on YouTube. I have my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, my accounts. I don't operate on too many because it's hard to keep up with that many platforms. Okay. But I appreciate that when people pass that information to me and then we deal with that accordingly. Or some people say, hey man, he's re-uploading your content. I appreciate that when you let me know that, because I asked the person to take it down because I have an issue with people just re-uploading my content like that. I'll have no problem with you making a commentary to it or even have a difference of opinions for me. I'm cool if you're using my content for that, but just dry uploading it. No, that's not even right. And that's not even legal. I mean, you have to follow a fair use law, and then I'm good with that. But there also had people that was messy on, and this happened the other day. And that's the thing. When some of y'all talking things about me, there are people that's watching that. I don't even get access to it. They come bring it to me and say, hey, you need to watch X, Y, and Z because X, Y, and Z is saying this. Look at the link. And then someone came to me about someone on Patreon that a young lady made a video about me because she don't like one of my talking points. And I'm getting to my talking points so I can make sure everybody know ahead of time what they are. It's not talking points, but it's positions. She didn't like a certain talking point I made about Oprah Winfrey. She didn't like that. And that's fine if she didn't like that. And also she don't like my position on black people dating, procreating, and marrying Caucasians. She didn't like that, but I'll get to that as well. But it wasn't her. She has nothing to do with it. The guy that was on Patreon said, at first he was like, well, you see, he bothers you, X, Y, Z, or whatever. So I said, okay. When I kind of heard her video, I said, let me reiterate my position on Oprah. And on my Advice Show media channel, which I have that channel as well, and I'll tell you to subscribe to it. I do a little series called Talking and Riding or something like that. Every 4 videos, I'll leave one up public. The rest of them go to Patreon once they're done, okay? So I talked about Oprah and how I felt she did not express the sexualized terrorism that black women have suffered from the moment they got off them boats through all the way up to the civil rights movement. And even now, I didn't like that what she was speaking to me was a feminist anthem. Black women deserve to have their story told the right way. And I went into that a little deeper in that stream. Now, that same individual from Patreon, there's a young man too. And I don't know what's wrong with y'all young black men. I don't know. Y'all rubbing me the wrong way a lot. Not all of you, but some of you are rubbing me the wrong way a lot because y'all have too many feminized ways. Y'all more messy than women are. I mean, it's sad how messy some of y'all are. I mean, are you start wearing Kotex? You getting a menstrual cycle every month or what? Man, some of these women out here are stronger than you and have more sense than some of you have. And you're supposed to be men. But anyway, so you have this young man. He comes back to this woman because like I said, I've been alerted, and he makes a comment about, oh, he made a video about Oprah and oh, it was just so disgusting. And it makes me look at him different. Like, what the hell are you looking at me different for because of an opinion? What kind of man are you? Like, what is wrong with these young dudes? That's why these women can't deal with dudes now. And that's why they be talking about some of y'all, because you're not men. Like being catty. with another woman. And, you know, based off a comment that a conversation on Patreon, and that got on my nerves when he said conversation on Patreon, because when people discuss on Patreon, I don't come over here and discuss it. I really don't. But this, I'm going to discuss it a little bit now because it leads to something. So what this individual said, they had a person come to my page. I screenshotted a comment because they was asking me to do something. I posted that message. They stated into Patreon, and then I made a little post and I let people discuss it, because people on Patreon, I asked some questions. I say, hey, help me decide something. And I get their input on what's going on, and then they help me make certain decisions. So I'm allowing people to get involved in the decision-making process of what we do here, those that's on Patreon. So I appreciate you guys for that. So anyway, hold on, let me scroll down. This is another time, but I appreciate the program. Oh, okay, Ty Brown Lee message me real quick. I'll get with you about that. So they're having a discussion, and it goes back to that, because the thing was, oh, well, you don't talk about LGBTQ issues, and you know, they have murders with LGBTQ, and I say, well, hey, what are they being murdered? So white supremacists are murdering? What's going on? I mean, if it's some sort of racialized terrorism, let me know. I don't care. I'll talk about what it is, but you're not going to divert me to something that I don't know about. Number one. Number two, it's about the black community fixing itself, liberating ourselves in the mind, liberating ourselves educationally, everything about liberation with us. And the first thing that I have on my Twitter is that I am a traditionalist, and a traditionalist do not need to be speaking on those issues. And my response to that is, you, since you know about that life, you create your channel, you talk about that, you have the information, because they told me, well, if you talk about it, talk to me because I give you the right information. No. I'm not concerned about that. You talk about it, okay? Because from the outside looking in, that particular sector has a lot of support, and you had a president for 8 years fought more for that sector than black people as a whole. I'm just saying. So you do that. I don't hate nobody. I love everybody in our community. As long as you're doing something foul, now I'm gonna have to say something about it. But when I saw all that with that individual, I had to kick him off my Patreon. I had to kick him off. Now, so since I've been having Patreon, I only kicked off 2 people. And lo and behold, it was 2 young black men twice, never a woman. The same women they be talking about all the time. You black women, black women, black women. I've never had to kick a black woman off. Never have. I think, well, one racist dude that got in, had to kick him off. So I think it's 3. What's wrong with these young black men? That's why I talk about fathers and why we need to build families where these fathers are around. Or if you're not with the father, what in the world does that say? If you're not with the father, then shoot, stick together. Let's raise these kids together, so they won't be dealing with these messy, catty, feminized dudes who's worse than women. Because these young men that's running around today in our community, like, my God, this is the generation of black men. We're going to be finished as a people, completely done. So yeah, he had to go. I don't deal with messiness. Other YouTubers, you know, like say y'all saying things, and then I find right out what y'all doing. Yeah, you know, you coming to going to other YouTubers question about why we have a Patreon. You don't go questioning white people why they got Patreon. And white people got more Patreon than me. I got 700 some odd thousand subscribers. I'm asking for 3,000 Patreons, and people on Patreon listen right now. Okay. And it should have been easy to get 3,000, and we would have been doing a whole lot more work. Mini docs I want to do, just do the work, right? And I'm pulling teeth. I got to shut down platforms to get extra people to come in to take it serious. But them other ones, you never question their Patreon. You don't question their PayPal. You don't question nothing they're doing. But that's okay, because that's that mentality that some people have. Some people want to make an opinion. You're all about money. Let me address that also. I'm about money. If I was about money, I wouldn't be talking about black folk, anything. If I was about money, I would be the biggest and greatest coon that ever lives, and I would do it in a way that black people even agree with me. I would have a show on Fox News, or at least be a contributor to Fox News. Because see, it's a way to coon when you're not being stupid and just blatant with it. You get what I'm saying? For example, if I wanted to be a coon and defend Donald Trump, like Donald Trump just used that comment about calling African, Haitian countries, the S-hole countries, right? Now, if I want to be a coon and get in with them folks and use dog whistle politics to let them folks know, hey, I'm a coon, you can come by and support me, then I would use an argument like this. Well, President Trump, he just say things off the cuff, but what he really probably meant was these countries are poor and underdeveloped, and they don't have the same lifestyles that we have. So, when they come in, they may not acclimate to American society so well. And I think we do need to kind of halt a little bit that many coming in, because we have enough people here as it is. So why don't we just halt that a little bit? It's not saying that they're bad people. We're not saying they're bad people, but they do come from areas that's just, and then you point out to, well, people are dying at this rate in this country, then the disease rate, and you talk about education rate, and you use a bunch of statistics that's kind of stupid, and it can easily be debunked, but you label a whole country that in a way like that. Trust me, if I was doing that constantly, defending anything Trump say, but just flip it and make them agree, trust me, then white folks would have been donating everything. They'd have been supporting that. Trust me, any black person that do that, they support them. Look at that Candace Owens girl. They support her. That girl put up any video, she get way more view counts than I can get. And all she doing is shucking and jiving. Now, I responded to her one day about something she said about Black Lives Matter, even though I don't support Black Lives Matter, but I knew what she was doing, and she deleted the tweet mysteriously. Candace, I'm gonna start screenshotting when I respond to you. Don't be deleting tweets, sister. We gonna talk eventually. We gonna talk. But cooning is where the money at, or being the safe black person. That's where the money's at. If you want to know where the money's at, the money is not in fighting for black people. Malcolm X didn't die a billionaire, did he? Martin Luther King was broke when he died. Do the research on all the great people who fought for black people. They didn't die rich. But it's about money. Well, it takes money. You give Creflo Dollar 10% of your income, and then you say it's for God. Creflo Dollar be dragging his penis in your face with driving Bentley and having planes and mansions, everything. He do it all up in your face. His church is located in the area where the median income for black folks is $30,000 a year, but you would still give Creflo 10%, not $5 a month or $2 a month, 10% of your income each check. So if you get paid every week, then you've basically given Creflo Dollar 40% of your income if you get paid every week, because you're giving him 10%. Think about that. But he needs it. He's the man of God. I couldn't open my mouth to ask any of you for 10% of your income. Then I use a scripture from the Old Testament that's totally out of line to use. And that scripture wasn't even talking to modern day people, but I'm going to use that to beat you up and get 10% of your income. Pastor Pork Chop, run around here, don't do nothing for the black community. Don't speak up when black people die. Don't talk about when sisters get beat up and destroyed out here with these race soldiers too. They don't say nothing. All they have to do is jackleg preach, tell you ain't he all right, and you're going to be blessed and prosperity gospel, but he's the only one that's prosperous. You will not get nothing. Well, brother or sister, you got to pray. Now, okay, praying is fine, but what did you do? How is it you driving Bentley and I'm driving, I can't even think of a car. I know Pinto is an old one, but not young people don't know what a Pinto is. You driving a messed up car, beat up car. You putting water in every block. You putting oil in every other day because you got an oil leak. But he telling you he wants 10% of your income though. And black folks are cool with that. They don't say nothing, but they want to get mad at me and go to other YouTubers when I say $2 or $5 a month. When I see black people buy sometimes 3 pair of Jordans a year, that's about $200. I'm just saying, I try to connect Africa to African Americans. I'm trying to do everything I can to make this a good place. Can I do more? Yes, but I need help. So don't come up to me saying nothing. You're not going to say nothing to them Caucasians when they do it. And most of them same people that's talking, some of them who are content creators, they got PayPal too. So, and I'm not against their PayPal. I'm not. I'm cool with them having PayPal. If people think they like it, donate to them. I donate to nine channels a month consistently. I have not dropped a pledge. Did they ask me to do it? No, but I appreciate what they do. I want to help them continue to do what they're doing. That's what I want to do. So how can I ask anyone to do anything to help us, and I'm not sitting there trying to help anyone else? That wouldn't even make sense. That would be wrong of me to do that. And I'm looking to increase that to more people within a year to help out with a Patreon. So if anybody that knows, that you make channels and, I come in your comment section, you guys know that. I'll come in your comment section, talk with y'all. I'll get on y'all live streams. I'm not Hollywood. Y'all know that. Okay. If you don't have a Patreon, create one. Let me know you got it. Your brother be a part of it. I have no problem with that. I will definitely support you and help you on your endeavors. Or if you just need a little extra change to help pay your internet bill so you can do this, I'm great with that too. If you want a hamburger or a coffee, well, not a greasy hamburger, of course. Let it be some sirloin meat if you're going to have it, or some turkey meat or whatever. Not nothing greasy, but I'm cool with that too. I don't care. I just want to support. I enjoy what you do. I appreciate what you do. I learn from you guys just as much as anyone else. I appreciate you. So I do that. We have a lot of great things coming up down the line. I'm working definitely right now behind the scenes on, our first ever Unity Foundation scholarship. We're going to put together and we're going to, as a family, raise funds to give scholarships to our kids so we can help them out for college. So I don't really care. People can say what they want to say about me, but I want to make sure that we help out the community. If your work is out, doing mine, hey man, more power to you. But if you're not even trying to do anything but talk crap about me, but I'm up here trying to make sure to try to help our community. And that's why we even have a foundation, is because we saw a need. Them folks wasn't helping us during that Harvey. And anytime we stuck out as a people, well, now we say, instead of complaining to them or complaining about why they don't help us, let's create our own and let's help ourselves. And that way, when we raise things, you could say, hey, I can donate because I can claim this on my taxes. And that was the whole purpose, because some people would donate more if they can claim it on your taxes. So that's exactly why we made sure we want to do that. And of course, we made mention of that. Some people that don't know what they're talking about, well, that's the government can control you when you have a 501c3. I know exactly the limitations of a 501c3. Nothing in my 501c3 is political or religious at all. I'm not promoting politicians with that. That is a community outreach. That is a help to people in need. And then we want to make sure that we can do that, but we can't do it alone. So when we have these projects, we're going to say, hey, this is what it is. We're going to run a little campaign. We're going to get Ashley, the lady that did the Patreon commercial. We're going to get her to do a little commercial. We're going to run it, promote it, and then we're going to have the criteria created. We're going to put it out, let the kids submit what they got to submit, and let them try to get a scholarship. So I'll let you guys know when we launch that scholarship, we need to raise as much as possible for our kids. We always do all this talking about what our kids need, and these folks do our kids wrong. But when it's time to help our kids, we need to step up. I only, talk, about other creators. I only talk to a few creators on this platform. A few of them, have my personal number, and we talk. If there's any issues or concerns, we pick up the phone and we text, we talk, we ask, hey, you heard about this happen on YouTube? Hey, you did this? Hey, you find out about that? We passing each other information because we need to do that. And we can't talk about unity, but you can't unify with everybody. on this platform, because some people are about messiness. Oh, I'm just looking at some comments on Patreons. Give me a second. Elijah Frederick. I saw what you said 21 minutes ago. I'm talking from experience, brother. I'm not making it up. And look, because I know the difference between white trolls and black trolls. Trust me, I know. I can read even if a white troll use a black picture, I can pick it up. I can pick it up so quick. They give it away what they doing. But I will never say how I can tell when it's a black troll or a white troll. It's something that you just don't put out like that. You don't want to tip them off on how you know. Come on now. But so that's why I say that. I'm speaking from experience. But some people, like I say, I don't talk to. I talk to a few, and some people may disagree with why I talk to certain people because, they disagree with their positions. Well, when you know a person personally versus their positions, even if you disagree with a position for some reason, right? That's okay because you know them as a person. It's more to people than making a YouTube video. These are human beings we're talking about with families, with thoughts. Sometimes they get tired. Sometimes they're angry. They can be hurt. They're human beings. All of us can go through that. So when I talk to people, I know the human aspect of them. Okay. So don't say just because you don't like their positions, if you don't like a person's position, don't watch your platform. In life, about me, I'm continuing about myself. I have been the story of the tortoise and the hare. Okay. And if anybody remember that story, the hare wanted to race the tortoise, and the hare is faster, and the hare is extremely arrogant. He'll beat the tortoise in the race. But the hare was so fast, he wore himself out. He didn't have staying power. But the tortoise was slow and steady, and the tortoise won the race. So, in other words, that's how I've been all my life. Slow, steady, but win the race. Being the hare, that's something you don't want to be, that quick, just come up like this, explode, because you don't learn along the way of that quick explosion what you need to do. Hold on. If you're timed out of the main chat, Angelica, private message me your YouTube channel. And what I'm gonna have to do with people is start modding more people from Patreon, because I don't know why people are getting timed out. I don't know why. I don't know everybody's platform like that. So just give me some time to get to that. Now my talking points. Let's get to that, because people need to know my talking points. My talking points for sure is the traditional family. We cannot grow the black community without families. We can't. Single mothers, single fathers does not help grow the community. Children need to be in families that's together. I don't promote nothing else outside of that. Don't ask me to promote anything outside of that. I don't know anything outside of that. I know about being single. I know about being married. I know about being divorced. I know about child support. I know about remarriage. I know about blended families. So that's what I'm going to stick to. It's like LeVar Ball says, stay in your lane. I'm going to stay in it. So please don't ask me to talk about anything outside of that. And the majority of the black community, they're more focused on that aspect as well. And they know that we need that to get our community back in line. I'm about business creation. I want us to create businesses so we can provide for ourselves, because every day, the reason why a lot of Caucasians are on opioids is, give me a quick, baby. I see you, baby. See, it's live. My little girl, right? She was about to come in the scene. I don't want that to happen. And that's another thing. I can't put my kids. You know how some of these white people had their kids all on YouTube and my kids, and I can't do that because they'll be attacking my little 3-year-old. That's why I don't even want to come around me like that. Okay. It's sad. It's sad what we do each other. They be making whole family channels. I can't do that. It would be fun to do that, but I can't. But anyway, I'm all about business creation for sure, because a lot of, like I said, the Caucasians, jobs are drying up. And since they're drying up, they need more education. They need more skilled workers. And in this system of white supremacy, it's not helping them anymore due to that. And they can't just show up anymore and say, hey, I'm here and I'm guaranteed a job. That's not the way it works. It's becoming more competitive. And, you know, as black people, we need to take care of ourselves. So we need to create businesses. We need our hair shops. We need black women to do nails, like the Asians, and took that over. I don't know why. I was like, where's the black women doing nails in their shops? I mean, black women are capable of running nail salons as well. They should have them on every corner just as much as the Asians. You know, the hair care industry, we need that. We need restaurants. We need job training centers, you know, created in our community to help people get a license and certain certifications to go to work. Because not everybody is college material. Not everybody's going to have the money to be in debt for college. But if they can get a good skill, good trade, we need that in our community. We got to have things to be sufficient for ourselves. I believe in home ownership for us. We need to own a home. We don't need to be making apartments rich, because a lot of black people stay in apartments. And we're going to talk more about those sort of things on Patreon, because see, that's another thing. Extremely informative and positive content isn't viewed, and I'm not going to waste my time putting it up, but I'll give it to the Patreon people because they seem more interested in that. So I'll do that. The black church. I love my Christian brothers and sisters. I love you all. A lot of you are great people, great people. Okay. With that being said, I'm going to keep speaking against Pastor Porkchop. Give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. Just give me a quick second. I'm gonna keep speaking against Pastor Porkchop, that's for sure. So don't, because like I said before, I kind of touched into that. I'm about African unity throughout the diaspora. I really am. So that's something I want to keep promoting. I want to promote black people to get their passports, so they have the option to go if that's what they want to do. I think just as much as you got your driving license, you need your voter's registration card. I believe in that as well. And you need a passport. That's just something I believe in. Just completely. I'm just reading something you're saying. Anyway, I'm against white supremacy, and some black people don't like that about me as well. We have a section of black people that love white folks, even racist ones. They'll say, well, his videos are good, but he talk about white people. No, I don't talk about white people. I don't hate white people. Not at all. I hate white supremacy. White individuals are not the whole system. Have some white individuals been cool with me? Yes. Have some been, even fight against white supremacy that I know? Yes. And those white people, I'll be cool as ice with them. But those that practice white supremacy or those that support white supremacy, I'm not being cool with you. I don't like white supremacy. I don't like anybody that's a white supremacist. And it doesn't mean you're white when I say white supremacist. You can be a black white supremacist. Yes, you can. All that means is that black person supports white supremacy. So those black people that love white folks so much and don't like me talk about white racism, then they don't like me. They don't like me. When it comes to interracial dating and marriage, I am not for black folks, I stated before, dating, procreating, and marrying Caucasians because we don't get a benefit out of it. The privilege doesn't come our way. They don't share in any kind of power with black people. I don't think it's right that you marrying a person that the power dynamics in a household, even the lowest of the low white person still have more power than you, even if you was the president of the United States in this country, in society. I think that's unfair. A lot of them don't want to end white supremacy because they would end their own privilege and they not want to do that. So why is it that you get it all and you get me too? No, I don't support it. And some people are against me because of that. I have some young black dudes that get pissed off at me when I tell them to leave Becky alone. They can't stand me behind me saying that. I have a group of black women who love Caucasians that will get pissed off at me too. Oh, they can't stand me. They don't like when I use the term bed wench. And let me tell you what bed wench means to me. Bed wench means to me not a black woman that's with a white man or married to one, because there are black women and white men that's never said anything anti-black, or their white spouse have never said anything anti-black. A bed wench is a black person that is a white supremacist. They married a racist, and they go harder for white supremacy than a white woman would go harder for white supremacy. So when I see that, and you making black men to be the devil, and you talking about all the horrors of black men, but you never talk about the sexualized terrorism of Caucasians, you never talk about the enslavement, you never talk about anything, but they the best thing ever for you. And if these white men were smart and they were really listening to your game, you're just using them for money. You're using them because you couldn't get a black man, so they was the second option. And you're pissed off that you could not get the black man, so you're making videos all day about a black man when you should have went off in the sunset with your white man. And so I was talking about black men. I'll say the same thing to black men and talk about black women all day. You got the white female you wanted. Stop talking about black women all day. Ride off into the sunset. Leave them alone. But you can't leave them alone because in your heart, you don't feel comfortable. You feel disconnected from your people. I've heard and seen 2 weeks ago, the queen, oh boy, the queen bed wench was crying on YouTube because she was not accepted by her people. She lives in inner turmoil because she's not accepted by her people, but she demonized them at the same time. So that's the thing. You're going to have internal turmoil as a black person when you do that, because you're not going to feel the right connection with that. I mean, we are just a totally different situation, different people, and that's just that. Now, I've told them before, do you hear me calling black women bed wench that's with other races of men? I don't say that about them, do I? You never heard me say that, because other races of men haven't enslaved them. Other races of men haven't created sexualized terrorism. Other races of men haven't raped black women so much that 600,000 mulattoes, so they called them at the time, was created. That did not happen with other races of men. Now, people, at the end of the day, I'm realistic too. Y'all can do all that talking you want, but people gonna do what they want to do in their personal life. I just try to show you and advise you on things. That's it. Other than that, that's your life, your choice. If I see you in the street as a black woman with whoever man you with, you nice to me, hey sister, how you doing? That's it. I'm not gonna be calling you names and rolling my eyes at you. I got my own life. I'm not gonna do that. And these people that come on here trying to call people, you know, they go too far with it. So yes, to me, bed wenching and cooning is a problem. I call these black men that was up there caping with Tommy Lauren. I was going off on them on Twitter. You can go to my Twitter page and see what I was saying to them. But see, they ain't got a problem when I go at black men when they do some foul junk. Just when I go at these black females that's doing some foul junk and calling them out, they don't want you. Then some black folks don't want me to call out thugs. Some black folks don't want me to call out those hyena hood rats, because some black folks love degeneracy. They want to defend it. You know, you have some of you got that don't talk about my pastor mentality. You can't say nothing about these so-called, in your mind, who a leader is. I'm going to speak up about them. If you don't like that, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Any degenerate behavior in our community, I am going to speak about it, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't want to hear it, and it will be no hard feelings. Now, okay, Eric Smith, you talking about your first FHA loan, much easier, requires less, also subsequent loan programs for the down payment. Yeah, it's and trust me, we gonna go through all that on Patreon. We're gonna try to talk about FHA loans. We're gonna talk about everything for home ownership, anything that's gonna help out. We're gonna even try to bring people in to do interviews just for Patreon for that reason. Okay, so we gonna do that. Because like I said, I did all that publicly and nobody wanted to watch it, but I still gonna put interviews publicly, but it won't be those kind of videos. What when it comes to, like I said earlier about the Patreon, we need to get up to our 3,000 members. So I'm definitely going to offer them a lot more than I'm going to be offering. I'm still doing the news, don't get me wrong, but I got to offer some things to make an incentive for people to go over there, because one person told me, hey, you need to kind of step your game up with it to make people, when they do go, to get certain things. I agreed with that. So we're definitely stepping up our game with that. You definitely help us with decision making. I'll let you guys know what's going on with me personally, different projects I have in the fire. That happens on Patreon. Another thing that I need to get into, and this one some people are not going to like. One thing I don't want us to do is to become a black version of a white supremacist. And I'm going to repeat that again. I don't want us to turn into a black version of a white supremacist. Okay. And some black people feel the way to fight white supremacy is to turn into a black version of them. If you see where they're ending up, then why do you want to turn into them? That's not what we're about. We don't want to turn into them. We want to fix ourselves and fight against it, but not be them. Now, why I'm bringing this up and I'm prefacing that, I'm noticing something, and nobody want to call it out, but I will. We've seen more than once, okay, when it comes to, it goes back to that interracial dating thing. Black men that get with, let's call it with his white women, because it's not mentioned no other way. And I'm gonna do a stream on interracial dating agenda. There's an agenda with that. Trust me, it is. And I'm gonna probably go extremely conspiracy theorist with it with some people, but it just makes sense of what I'm gonna say. A black man, let's go back to Birth of a Nation. Nate Parker, was coming out in Birth of a Nation. And the movie was about Nat Turner. Nobody made a movie about Nat Turner. I was so excited to see it, and I did see it in the movies, and I did buy it. And it was a good movie. They lied on Nate Parker, the Caucasian media lied on him. Tried to bring up a case that he was acquitted for. Try to stick that on him. Then you got the Amber Phillips of the world to jump on there and attacking this man. Then it went from attacking him about his wife and saying that, oh, that's boycott because his wife is white. Now, you may not agree with his marriage, and that's fine. You don't have to. But most of the people who push that line, they don't have a husband. Where's your black husband? You're doing all that talking. Where's your black husband then? Or some guys, where's the black wife? Where is it? And I'm going to tell you about marriage, because a lot of people don't know about it. Your wife, as a man, has an influence on what you do, good or bad. His white wife could have sabotaged him from the get-go to not do Birth of a Nation. Women have that ability to raise you up or throw you down, especially when you're in a marriage with them. They can be your girlfriend. If you're in the house with them that close. So this, I'm going to boycott a movie because of his wife. Now let's flip that. Let's flip it for a minute, because y'all sounding like your slave master and his children. If Steven Spielberg was married to a black woman and he came out with a movie, right? And white folks found out about his wife, okay? And white folks said, oh, we boycotting Steven Spielberg because he got a black wife. Don't you sit here and lie to me and tell me that you wouldn't stand up and say something about that's racist, and here come them white folks with racism again. Don't tell me that. Now, black folks get away with that stuff sometimes. But I'm gonna flip that. Let's talk about Serena Williams. She married the dude, whatever. Black dudes made their comments about it. Sure they did. But I don't hear black dudes saying, you know what, let's boycott Serena. Let's boycott watching her on tennis. Let's try to lead a charge against her. That's stupid. Why? That's one woman out of how many black women in the world you can be with? Why are you so caught up worrying about somebody else's junk? Worry about your life. Worry about your relationship. But this, I'm going to boycott, or I'm not going to this, or I'm going to trash something. I'm going to sabotage. Why are you going to sabotage? But if any other group do it, then they're going to be looked at it as racist and white supremacist. You turn it into your slave master's children when you do that. And that's okay. You could say, look, man, I don't agree with dude. And look, when I go see a movie, I don't care who's married to who. I want to go see the movie and enjoy it, like Black Panther. You talking about Michael B. Jordan's girlfriend. I don't know that female to save my life. I don't know. You think I'm not going to go watch Black Panther for y'all? I've been waiting on that movie for a long time. I love when a black superhero movie come out and they're far and few in between. Well, I'm not going to go watch it because of y'all. This movie is so Afrocentric. Why wouldn't you want to see that just for the imagery of it? I don't get that. I don't understand it. I haven't heard Michael B. Jordan come out and say a bunch of anti-black comments about black women or relationships or none of that. Now, when they doing that, then I get against them. I'm with y'all. I will join that. But if I don't hear that from them, I can't control what that man or what lady do with their life. I can't. And there's been a lot of black women with white men. Y'all don't say nothing about Maya Angelou. She with white men, and y'all have revere for her. You never heard black men say, well, forget Maya Angelou. We're going to boycott her. We're not going to repeat her poems. We're not going to do any of that. No. Like, that's her life. I can't speak for that. And I never heard her advocate, hey, black women, get with white men. She never did that. Eartha Kitt, she was with white men. I never heard her get on and advocate for black women to do that. That was her life. I can't speak for it. But what I'm saying is we look for any reason to tear down other black people. And now I will tell you, white supremacists use that to help us destroy each other. Why you want to sabotage a movie featuring you? Why? You did that to Birth of a Nation. The feminist extremists for sure, and the Caucasians got together to sabotage. Right now they sabotaging a black woman, Taraji P. Henson, who have nothing to do with any of that dating situation. Or I don't know what she got going on, but she have the movie Proud Mary. They're not advertising it. They're not doing anything. Black people should be supporting Taraji P. Henson and going to see Proud Mary and let her know, hey, I seen it, and tell her what you think. And she even talked about how she's not being promoted. These folks don't want to promote a black woman. They don't. So we need to promote each other. We shouldn't be boycotting each other. For what? We need to boycott them. Y'all get together and boycott Birth of a Nation, but you don't boycott these cities with these race soldiers killing our kids. Charlene Lyles was killed in Seattle. I ain't heard black folks getting together and boycotting Seattle. Philando Castile was killed. I ain't hear black folks talking about boycotting that city and not spending a dime in there till that cop go to jail. I didn't hear black folks talking about boycotting anything when it comes to these race soldiers. Eric Garner was killed. Erica Garner just lost her life. We ain't hearing black folks boycott New York for allowing that race soldier to still keep his job. He still have his job. He didn't go to jail for choking this man out on camera. His daughter died just not too long ago. But we're not talking about boycotting. My thing is this. You want to boycott them folks? Look, I just saw it today and y'all talked about this. Well, you know what? If I don't know if it's trash or not, but I don't know. But I'm still gonna go see it. I'm supporting. Y'all go watch trashy stuff that white folks create all the time. Anyway, with the H&M situation, I don't know if y'all saw that, but Julius Malema out there with the EFF in South Africa, man, they went up there and was tearing the city up out there. Man, look, I don't advocate y'all do that. But what I'm saying is they're about making moves. That's what I mean. They ain't about like just destroying each other. His group at least. And they hate that dude. Okay. My thing is, you're going to boycott something, boycott things that's hurting you. Boycott the education system that's hurting your kids. I just heard, I think China Fox was talking about this. They're trying to close more schools in Chicago. Talk about boycotting Chicago. Get them Democrats out of power over you. Okay. And I don't like the Republicans either, but these Democrats, they need to be exposed. They're not for black people. They want to keep you on a low income programs. They don't want your kids to have good schools. They're not providing jobs. They're not providing business grants or business loans to help you do for yourself. All they want you is on welfare and food stamps and black people. And we need to call these Democrats out and make them do something for a change. But they're closing schools. Let's start boycotting that. When you start talking about boycotting these folks, man, I'm with you. I say, man, let's get it. Like H&M, I never shop in that store. You can't get me to shop there. All you gotta do is cross me one time and I'm gone. It's my money. You don't deserve it. But you got his mother came out. His sister was a Kenyan coon. You know, you got coons everywhere. Cause some people say, oh, these Africans, they coon, man. They got coons right here in America, and high paid coons. So don't go there. Cooning is an issue all over the world with black folks. She thought that, what y'all making a big deal out of it? I still gonna say something about it because you're an idiot, and that's why some black men are screwed up, because some of their mothers are shucking and jiving coons too, and screwed them black men up. She be the main one cooning and promoting her son to go be with Becky, that same little boy. Some of us, you know, we got to talk about things in a context, and you know, some people may not like what I'm saying. That is what it is. I mean, I got to Ted. Yeah. Oh, LaWanda, you say you saw him teared up? Yeah. Yeah, they did that. Like I said, I'm not advocating that here because but it's not. It's against the law there. Okay, so I'm just saying. Sheila, you say you bought your first home and you borrowed $20,000 from your IRA and put with your $25,000 you save. Yeah, see, it's all kind of little tricks you can do with your IRAs, your 401ks to get them down payments for a home. You know what I'm saying? And people don't even realize that when you start jobs, you should automatically get the 401k, find out what your company match is, put in there for a few years, and then when you go have your credit right, go get a house, you take the 401k loan out. You're not coming out of pocket for a down payment, but you know, some folks don't want me to talk about that publicly because they're not gonna watch the video, they're not gonna share it, and so I'm not gonna waste my time. I just give it to you guys on Patreon. Now, the last thing I need to cover, some people are so, and I hate this term, pro-black to the point of stupidity. Pro-black, all that means is saying you for yourself, but I don't like the term pro-black for what it's turned into. It's turned into ignorance. And I believe in black excellence. I don't believe in black ignorance, okay? Prime example, I just had the sister Navalayo from Kenya on the show the other night with the Enda sportswear. Now, some people, and like I said, now some people even on Patreon disagree with me, but I'm about to explain to you business for a minute and why it's going to be ignorance on the part of not knowing, and some people just being ignorant with it. Now, the person on Patreon wasn't coming at it in the ignorant sense. They were just having this sense. Some black people believe that if you're in business, you're going to do everything all black. Listen, we got to be realistic. All black people don't have the resources or plugs like that. Until we get the resources and plugs, until Africa has all the resources, well, they do have the resources, but until black Africans have the resources and plugs that we can get, and we can create factories and do everything with them, then you're going to have to deal with someone else. You don't believe me? Look in the back of your shirt right now. Look at your shoes. Look at anything in your house. What is it going to say? Made in China, made in Taiwan, made in everywhere else but the USA. These Caucasians deal with them to get their products made. They don't just say, oh, it's an all white business, so shoot, they own it. Yeah. They run it. Yeah. They partner with black folks to make money. They gave LeBron James a contract. They gave Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. You know, they're making all kind of money off of black people. They partner with them, partnerships. It's a white owned business. Sure. White executives. Yeah. But it's still, they have to partner with other people. As black people, black owned, yes. Create jobs for your community, yes. But you may have to partner with other people due to the resource they may have. If the white man has the plug on this, you may have to do a little contract with him to get those resources. Not to say you let him come in here and take ownership. Oh, no. I would never let them come in and do that. You ain't getting a peace of mind. But I will partner with you on another level to get the plug. If I was in something I needed that kind of plug, I'm in a different space. But I'm talking about the Enda sportswear. This sister said the goal was get the plug out of China, learn and get everything out of there, establish it all in-house in African nations, but they get the materials from China and they assemble the shoes there. In the factory, I saw nothing but black folks working, okay, to make those shoes. I didn't take issue with that. The sister was genuine. I talked to her off camera. It was a business thing. It wasn't her man. It wasn't none of that. It was just business. This man possibly had the plug. She got it. Why? And so I heard some people say, man, I ain't buying them shoes because the white man is like, what? This woman is not even coming across like, well, you say, oh man, I don't know about her. She didn't have a bunch of white folks in the factory or black folks needing jobs. Black people in the States want jobs. We don't want to be on the streets. We want jobs. So you may have to partner with other people sometime in business to grow your business. Not everything going to be extremely everything black. As I stated before, I think to the Patreon members, when you remember I was used to do my videos, okay, in the bathroom, and I was just making content in the bathroom. I went from making content in the bathroom to branding what I am today. I had partnered with somebody for 6 months, which was a white lady. She was a branding manager. She came in and said, listen, I can help you brand, and it's going to help you take off. It's going to separate you from just being a YouTuber to a brand that you can actually brand yourself, sell yourself, do other things. She said, would you like to do that? I see what you're doing. You have a lot of talent. I can help you. And for 6 months, this white lady helped me to brand my stuff to where it's at. Not right now, but to get me from the bathroom to branding. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't have no knowledge of it. I appreciate the knowledge she gave me. We worked out the business into that, paid her what we need to pay her on that, and then took off from there. Now the brother I have now, like I said, I have, my business manager / PR guy, as a brother, he do another thing. But sometimes you may have to partner with people in business to get some things done. Of course you look in-house. Yes, you do. You don't deny black people help or hire them to do jobs for you. But in business, it's about what? Growth. It's about capital. And the more capital you have, the more you grow. And guess what happens? It creates jobs for the community so you can hire people. That's what it's about. We have to get out of that mindset. And it's not really the majority of black people's fault with that mindset, because we weren't taught to thrive. We were just taught to survive. And could we be put in a situation? Okay. So when it comes to business, you got to think like that. You have to think, look, man, if this guy got the plug, this guy got knowledge, he can network me with this. How is that cooning doing that? As long as you're not changing nothing you say, you think them folks don't go look for you and partner with you to get something? Now, don't do no Oprah business where you do a deal with Discovery and then because your paperwork not right at the beginning, they forcing you to sell 25%. Like, no. I'm a shrewd when it comes to paperwork. I'm a shrewd with looking between the lines. And I'll tell them in the beginning, I'm not partnering with you for you to come in here. That ain't about to happen. I ain't gonna ever sell to you or whatever. Because you structure it in a way like that on the business end. But you may need some things from other communities because we don't have it all. Unfortunately. See, white folks, they don't have to deal with other people they don't want to, but yet they deal with other people. They deal with you. They deal with the Chinese. They deal with the Arabs. They deal with all kind of other people to get what they want and to keep their empire going. So we have to. So when it comes to business, we can't be like that. Black ownership is the key, and taking care of it, not selling out, is the key. But we may have to partner with others to get certain resources. We have to do that. Why should we stay behind? We should never stay behind. Exactly. Okay, if you say blacks dominate everything we touch, well, we can't touch certain things until we get access to it. See, this is what you do. You look what the Asians did, the vehicle, right? The Toyotas, the Nissans, the whatever. They didn't create a vehicle first. They didn't create a truck first. They said, I didn't create it, but I'm going to innovate it. And what they did, they bought vehicles from the United States, had their people there and said, look, break this vehicle down, see how it's put together, see how everything, and then we're going to come out with our own version of it. And now you look at Asian cars, they're better than American cars. You couldn't get me to buy an American car, to be honest with you, because they're not put together like your Asian cars. And the Asian cars last longer. Your Nissans, your Toyotas, if you drive Infiniti or Lexus, Honda, Acura, they last if you take care of them. And people know that. See, and there y'all go. That's another thing. I'm glad you just mentioned that. Let's mention the word coon. Let's mention that word. Y'all calling people coon out of context. Just because you don't agree with someone that's black don't mean they're a coon. To me, a coon is someone that's doing anti-black behavior, speaking against black people, shucking and jiving for them folks. That's cooning. Just because you disagree with a certain thing with a black person, and let's say if you disagree with them, well, talk to them enough to teach them, to show them maybe a different way. Don't automatically calling people coons. I mean, that's what I get tired of, using words out of context. Yes, of course, Anna, they study other groups thoroughly. Sure they do. Sure they do. I study, LaWanda, would you say you're a business owner and saying I don't deal with all black people because they're not in positions to get things done. That's what I'm saying. It's not that you hate yourself. As long as you're right. As long as you don't lose yourself as a business owner, as long as you don't start cooning, then, it is what it is. I say, okay, I read that he suggested stop contributing temporarily, finish baby step 2, then get back in at 15%. I don't know, like, Aaron, I'm confused on what you're talking about. I'm reading it. Yeah, I'm just reading. I'm reading what you say. I don't know about stop. I read that he suggested stop. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, Aaron. Anyway, Lisa Cabrera. Thank you. And Lisa Cabrera is another person. I mean, she's been on YouTube. She's been harassed constantly, as well. She could tell you about that if I'm lying. How they false flag and chase her channel and won't leave her alone. I mean, of course you got trolls in the chat. They're gonna be there. That's fine. The trolls gonna be on every channel. The black ones, the white ones. I mean, they're gonna be there. But what I'm saying is, I covered a lot of subjects out of this today, and think about a lot of things that I'm saying with this. Make sure, if you can, get the Think For You Coon shirt. Get that. But yeah, we're gonna just keep rocking and rolling. We're gonna do our thing. We gotta get these Patreons up to 3,000. Now tomorrow, the people on Patreon that's viewing, we will have a Patreon live stream tomorrow for you guys. So that'll be that. The people watching publicly, it won't be for you. If you want to be on that live stream, then join us on Patreon. Now those streams are at the $5 level. So join us for $5, and then you have access to those streams that we're doing from now on. The people have voted about the streams because we had a troll that paid to troll, and you probably seen the video. So it said, the people say, okay, well, let's raise that up to $5 since $2 is letting them in on the stream. So okay. You talking about Dave Ramsey? Okay, Aaron, got you. LaWanda, you say, where can you purchase what? The 30? Oh, okay. Maybe y'all talking about something else. I don't want to get involved with y'all conversation. What does the shirt say? If you can't see it, it says think before you, and then of course you see it's a raccoon. Put it together. Okay, well, Jesse Lee Peterson, yes, he will be considered a coon because he's a black white supremacist. Yes, that's fine. But see, Jesse accepts that he's a coon and he embraced that. And I can't get mad at Jesse. Jesse makes me laugh. I mean, He really makes me laugh. I subscribe to his channel because of it. He coons so much, it's comical. Like, I don't even get mad at Jesse at this point. Like, some of them that coon, yeah, you can get mad at him, but him, it's quite funny because he go way overboard. I still would never forget when he told that white man, "Oh, it's so good you having babies. We need more white babies." I just thought that was so funny he said that. I mean, that a black man saying, "Oh, we need more white babies." Oh, well, you know what, Raven Saunders? Maybe they will. And if that happens, Raven, we'll take another vote and we'll just keep taking votes. And let's see what the trolls gonna do then. You said I be a white woman and I don't hate myself. I didn't say you hated yourself. I didn't say that. That never came out of my mouth. Jesse Lee Peterson coming soon. I don't know. That's your department, not mine. But you know, I usually get into it with some conservative at least once a year. Like I said, I had Angela Box on twice. You know, she's that yelling, screaming type. Sheriff Clark, he's that angry coon. Paris, he just lost. Poor thing. But he get upset when people call him a coon, though. He don't like that. Well, it's like anything else. About opening a business, just start researching. It's not that hard. Well, EB, people who do that, they don't think that. And calling them names, let me tell you something else. That name calling doesn't make people change. It doesn't. The more you be mean to people and call them names, the more they're gonna dig their heels in what they're doing. So calling a black man a coon and keep calling him a coon, why don't you show him a better way? Why don't you show him that? Why don't you show him that why you're the better woman? Show him that. Show him. You can go on a scientific way on why you're the better woman. You can go a physical way why you're the better woman. There's a lot of ways you can go without calling names. You say Uncle Tom and Coon the same? No, it's not the same. You really need to read that book. Okay, Benevolent Flower, thank you for joining us there. You just joined. I don't see it. You say you don't see a difference. You're not going to see a difference because I got the stream. One stream is for public. One is private. Well, one's on Patreon, but it's more so troll free on a public one. But if you scroll through the post, Benevolent Flower, there's a lot of videos there that I don't post to YouTube. It's a lot of things, but you need to scroll through there. So when you join, go through all the posts. There's a lot of videos in there. It's commentaries in there that we're talking about. We got certain series we're doing in there, like the 48 Laws of Power series we're doing. We're doing the health series where you could watch me take my journey to improve my health and watch where I'm starting and my weight loss. It's a lot of things that you can go see in there. A news story I posted last week that I didn't put publicly about that teacher out of Louisiana getting arrested by the brother. There's a lot of things in there, but you got to go through and scroll through. But anyway, guys, I've been on here a little. Hold on. Would I entertain? Aaron asked, would I entertain another debate with Jesse? I will always entertain that with Jesse. That's fun for me. Like I said, I like Jesse. He a coon, 100% coon, but he's actually one I like. I can tolerate him because he makes me laugh. That's the thing. I don't get it. I laugh at him. He doesn't frustrate me. Like some people, he frustrates. He doesn't frustrate me. He's funny. He said he one of those boss we sick type boys. Yeah. He's that. But what I'm gonna do is, like, you talking about, I should do that in Patreon, repost. Well, no, it's already on the public stream. I may have to repost that video. I titled it, I want to be the greatest Uncle Tom, and I explained about Josiah Henson and where they even come from and how great that brother was. You know, so calling somebody Uncle Tom is not even accurate. Yeah, he is entertainment for me, Nicole. You're right. He's entertainment. So it said basically you have one type is superior over another. I don't know. Okay, that's good. You should go see it, Jessica. 'Cause I know I'm going. I'm definitely going. Man, look, you know that. Well, hey, people talk about me, but Jesse got a syndicated show, and you say, how do you turn someone off? You all. Oh. I'm glad you're there, Yellow Rose. Hold on. I need to get to you. Hold on. Well, only reason I turned on slow mode, and you, if Yellow Rose, you want to say something on Patreon? No. I don't want to do that. Why can't I do that? I don't need to go to your channel. Why can't I add? I'll take care of it. Why does it say sign in the chat? I don't know. Sign in the chat. I don't even know what that's about. What is that about? Hold on, I need to get to Yellow Rose. Hold on, because I thought I tried to do that this morning. Where is she? There we go. All right, Yellow Rose, I got you. On the moderator. Got you. On that slow mode, I don't really know how to even turn that off. Can I turn that off? I'm trying to figure it out. I'll figure it out. But anyway, what does they say? Oh yeah, Daryl Scott. Yeah, he was pissed off at what's her name? April Ryan. He was pissed off at her because she kept asking President Trump, is he a racist? Like, why are you mad? You know, but it is what it is. All right, I turned it off, but it's gonna fly. It's hard for me to see. It's hard for me to see when y'all chatting when it's on, because it be scrolling so quick that I can't see it. So I don't know. We'll do it for y'all. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and join us on the Patreon page. Join us there. Angie E, I'm always interested, but you have to email me, and then I'll pass it to our business manager, and then you talk to him about that. I don't even get involved with that. Yeah. So join us on Patreon, like I said, and because we'll have a private stream tomorrow. I'll probably announce it on here just in case people are interested in going to the private stream, but we're going to get into a serious topic tomorrow, and we need to talk about that. But I'll announce that topic tomorrow for sure. But thank you for watching, and see you guys next time.